everybody, it's Todd McFarlane here with another update for the Batman Multiverse line. We're working on a deal with Warner Brothers for another 5 years of... Hold on, my phone's ringing. Let me... Hello? Steve Mattel? Well, what do you want? What do you mean I don't... I can't make Batman anymore. Suck it? No, you suck it. What the heck? I don't know what just happened, guys. I guess I can't make Batman toys anymore. I'm not always my...
How's it going, y'all? Rowdy Riles back with another rundown. We were going to have a guest today. Hopefully everyone can hear me. If not, let me know. We were supposed to have a guest today, but he's running a little behind the work, so we're pivoting, but that's okay. Because we have some big news in the toy world, which is, the talk of the town right now. Yeah, Todd was here. Isn't that crazy? He was just here on my live stream, so we're getting big celebrity guests. It's been a day of days. Indeed it has. Son of Crayon, how's it going? And yes, hello everyone watching, everyone in the chat. So yeah, y'all know the big news, hopefully. Todd McFarlane lost his DC Multiverse license. And not to be a hater or someone who's like, I told you so, but, the last couple years, I've not been impressed, so I've just been letting people know, stay away from McFarlane toys, find better options, and, lo and behold, he lost the license, which is amazing to me, because it's just, we haven't had good DC figures, affordable DC figures for a long time, and that is unfortunate. So yeah, the LA Times broke the news today, which as you can see, let me get this up a little bit bigger. Mattel wins back lucrative rights to make DC themed action figures and other toys. Mattel has reclaimed highly coveted rights to action figures and collectibles based on DC characters and as Batman and Superman starting in the second half of 2026. It's a huge deal. You're dealing with some of the greatest superheroes and some of the best action figure potential in the industry, and we're incredibly excited by that, said PJ Lewis, Mattel's Senior Vice President and Global Head of Action Figures and Fisher-Price Entertainment. Oh wow, Fisher-Price. I didn't know that Mattel was Fisher-Price. But Mattel has lost the global licensing rights about 6 years ago to develop and market some DC-related toys to rival Spin Masters and McFarlane Toys. Mattel was still allowed to produce DC-themed toys aimed at girls and preschoolers. The new multi-layer deal could help fuel sales for the El Segundo-based toy maker and entertainment company as it competes with contenders such as Hasbro, which produced Marvel superhero action figures. In 2024, Mattel's net sales were $5.4 billion, a 1% drop compared to the same period last year. The company's net income reached, we don't care about that. Mattel and Warner Brothers Discovery, which owns the DC brand, did not disclose the agreement's financial terms. License, there's a lot of stuff in here. But the main thing to take away is that Warner Brothers had enough of Todd's stuff and decided, hey, guess what? We are going to give the rights to someone else. And I guess Mattel was the someone else in question because they put their money where their mouth is and said, hey, we are going to offer up the money and get those rights back to Mattel, which is great because if you don't know, by the end of the DC Multiverse line in Mattel's hands, it kind of sucked. There was one base body that they used for almost every figure. I never really collected any of this before I started adult collecting. But, they had, let me even look some up. Mattel, DC, they had, some older figures that just were not great. But nowadays, we get some awesome figures from Mattel. I don't collect He-Man. A lot of people do collect He-Man, and apparently He-Man is one of those very, very big things right now for them because they're doing, the He-Man Origins and all that other, not Origins, that's a dead toy line. But they're doing, the classic ones, the retro ones. They have like all the crossovers, and that's making them a buttload of money. And here we go. No, this is McFarlane. We don't want the McFarlane one. Sorry. I'm fumbling a little bit because I didn't expect. Here we go. DC Comics Multiverse Mattel Checklist. So, we got some not so great figures in this line. This Batman doesn't look great. I don't know if that's even the right scale. But there's the Joker. Everyone's favorite Joker, right? Just a lot of figures that people probably didn't want, and Mattel didn't really know what they were doing with the license. But with the WWE license, over time, they developed a lot better framework for action figures as far as like articulation and sculpt and likeness and paint. And I think that with time, in a couple of waves, a 6-inch new Mattel DC Multiverse line could be thousands of times better than anything we've ever gotten from McFarlane. Just because there was just so many problems with that line, with so many problems that just never went away. And, if we go to Big Bad Toy Store, there's a lot of McFarlane stuff on clearance. And, I can preach to the choir all day about the problems that I have with DC Multiverse, but this, like, license changing hands just, like, speaks volumes to what I've been saying, because, it's just, they can't get rid of a lot of these. Look at all these Jokerized ones on sale, 50%. $24.99 still retail for that one. Just all these figures on sale that no one wants to buy. And then we still have that first appearance one that people were clamoring for. That's still in stock. So McFarlane DC Multiverse, it's been on its last leg for a very long time, and it was only a matter of time before Warner Brothers, especially with James Gunn taking over from the Zack Snyder DC universe. There's just a lot of things that needed to change, and one of those was the way that McFarlane's, or not McFarlane's, but DC's action figure license was being handled. Because look at all these figures that are just on clearance. So clearly, it was not being handled properly, and it's just one of those things where if we don't get the toys that we want, who's going to buy them? I'm not going to buy them. I sold off all my DC McFarlane stuff. And, we don't have much other news as far as Mattel's acquisition of the line. All we know so far is that McFarlane is going to lose the license somewhere around the middle of 2026 or like beginning of 2026. And Mattel is going to start producing toys for DC Universe, hopefully 6-inch scale from that point forward. So that would be really great. And like I said, I'm sorry that the topic got pivoted, but Papa Gord was supposed to be our guest, and he had a work issue. So I'm kind of winging it, and I strung this live stream together because there are a couple of Black Series releases that we saw this week that I was going to talk about, which we will get to, and a couple of other things also. But I really wanted to talk about the McFarlane Multiverse acquisition by Mattel and see how y'all felt, because it was a long time coming, and I'm really happy about it. As y'all can tell, I'm not crying. I'm not upset about it. There's not a single part of me that's sad about Todd McFarlane losing the license for these figures, because he made a lot of comments. Yeah, we totally won. I mean, it's not that we won. It's just that all of our comments and thoughts and things that we had were validated because they were true. And fortunately, Warner Brothers and everyone else saw that. Hello, action figure addict. How's it going? So right now, we're just talking about Mattel having the DC Multiverse license. So if you have thoughts about that in the chat, let me know. And also, tomorrow, I'm probably going to film the video tonight. We're going to give away the MoffX Spider-Man that I had, but we're doing a giveaway at 4K, but we're going to do it on a live stream, which is a little different from the other ones. So at 3.5K, we're giving away the retro carded Venom. 5K, we're giving away the Mezco Spider-Man. So sandwiched in the middle, we're going to give away the Moth-X Spider-Man, which doesn't have his web flipping hands. But that's good. You can learn about them now with the new DC Multiverse, or no, Mattel DC Multiverse line. I'm hoping they'll just take the name back and continue from where they picked off, because there was, I want to look up, that's what I'll look up, the prototypes that were never revealed by Mattel, or that were never released by Mattel, because obviously they lost the license. Prototype Mattel Batman. Let's see if the first thing comes up is the right thing. Prototype Mattel Batman. Sorry, give me 1 second. I will find it. Here it is. So I found it. And look at the Mattel stuff from 2018. I will get to it. I will look at it. But for now, I want to show you all this. These were promo shots. Or not promo shots, but prototype shots of what the newest DC Multiverse Batman would have looked like before Mattel lost the license. And as you can see, they're almost Marvel Legends in the look and the scaling and the articulation. No butterfly joints, no upper ball peg, but that's because these are older. These are around 2019, something like that. So, they obviously did 2 prototypes, one with the black and gray, all the same accessories. We get an alternate Bruce Wayne head, and then we had the classic blue and gray as well, which is very nice. So I'm hoping that what Mattel is going to do is going to run from here and pick up where they left off and make really good first wave of DC figures and make like Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, The Flash. Just give us Wonder Woman wave 1. All right, let me look up that DC Multiverse 2018. I know some of the later figures in the Mattel Multiverse line were really bad, but that's because they didn't really know what to do with the license at that point. So let me see here. 2018 Mattel DC Multiverse checklist. Let's see if we can get those ones out. All right. I need my glasses when I do these streams. All right, so here you go, Action Figure Addict. Here is your 2018 Mattel figures. So we have a Batman Forever, and I think I actually have, that's not even the DC Multiverse one. That's like the movie one, and I have a Joker of that one. But then we have Batwoman. Who else do we have? Clayface. We have, and yeah, these aren't terrible, but it was 2018. Oh, where did the rest of them go? Oh, I lost the checklist. Give me a second. But I'm just really glad that someone other than McFarlane has the license. And I didn't really care who it was. I was like, Spin Master, Jada, whoever, just give it to somebody. Unfortunately, it was Mattel that got it back. And let's look at some of Mattel's. I know what to look at right now. We'll look at some of Mattel's wrestling figures, because that's probably the best indication of what we'd be getting from their collector's line of DC figures, which is like, let's see, Ultimate Edition, Ultimate Warrior. And I'll look up Masterverse stuff too, but I think like the WWE stuff is probably the best indicator of the amount of accessories and like the kind of deco and cloth goods that we'd be expecting. But I'm hoping that they're in 6-inch scale rather than 7-inch scale. Yeah, I know. There's no way, like Moth-X, I'm not getting into Moth-X with DC. There's just too many cool characters and figures, and it's too expensive for one. So I'm just like, nope, can't do it. But fortunately, Mattel's going to be doing a retail, consumer priced version of these figures, and that's going to be amazing. And this is Ultimate Warrior, obviously, but we get an alternate head, hands, and all that stuff. So that's what I'm thinking the quality will be like for their DC figures. Hopefully, like the amount of accessories, like she comes with soft goods and hands and an alternate head and all that stuff. So, if we get a Harley Quinn with soft goods and, well, I don't know how you do soft goods on her, but maybe like, theoretically, there's just things that McFarlane has failed to do. Sorry. McFarlane has failed to do over and over when it comes to improving, because they haven't improved anything since 2020. Let me see. DC Comics. And yes, their vehicles are pretty cool. That's not from McFarlane. So let me see here. Look what they have at Big Bad Toy Store now. The McFarlane Toy Store exclusive for $249.99. So I wonder why Todd lost the license when you're putting crap like this out that no one would ever want. And if they did want it, then they bought it, and there was like 15, 20 people that did a review on it on YouTube, and they got it and they're happy with it, and that's cool. But as far as general collectors and what they want, what people are expecting now, sorry, from like a retail level figure is obviously not to the quality of this Batman with this many accessories, but we want something with a swappable head. We want a cloth goods cape, preferably wired. And McFarlane did the cape wire or wired capes, but it was too little, too late. And it just goes to show that when you put in very little effort, and yeah, $240, but people bought it. There's a couple people out there. There's like 10, 15 people. And yes, you can absolutely get a Hot Toys for that price. And, I feel like if Todd had listened to consumers and probably to also Warner Brothers and other people probably telling him, hey, listen, we've got other offers. We've got better offers. If you don't start selling more toys and start making some moves here, we're gonna go on to someone else. And Todd was probably like, no, just let me make more Batman figures and it'll all be fine. You'll see the money just swoop in because everybody loves Batman. I love Batman, and I speak for everybody because my name's Todd McFarlane. And he just sat around, was complacent, and he made these crappy, low quality, loose jointed figures that I say that because these are the way that Todd makes action figures is everything is sculpted first and foremost as a statue, and then the articulation points are added, and that's why you get some really wonky articulation cuts and just not great. I'm trying to find DC Multiverse, and just not great articulation altogether. And when it comes to the crotch pieces as well, you've got those weird diaper thingies that he's been doing since the beginning, and he hasn't really changed that, and he does them in all of his figures, and you can especially see it on this first figure that I pulled up here. We just got a big old diaper here, and it's just like essentially a bare plastic crotch under here, and Hasbro does this too, but they actually have a harder plastic piece under here, but this is just joints and a diaper. And like, yes, there's a little bit of sculpted plastic under there, but it just looks bad. And we got butterfly joints, but they work, but they're not designed in the normal way that a butterfly joint is. They pop in and out because the whole arms like to pop in and out of figures on these guys. Their feet are always small, and they have badly designed ankles. And these are just problems that his line has had from the very beginning. It's stuff that he never decided he wanted to fix. Stuff that he was like, I'm just going to sit around and hope people keep buying this stuff because, there's no other option. So there's no other options. They're gonna buy my stuff, right? And it's like, no, Todd. People are gonna get fed up and they're gonna stop buying it and they're sell their collections as a lot on eBay just to get rid of it because there's no way you sell it off piece by piece and make any money. So sometimes you just bite the bullet and sell like 10 figures for $70, which is what I did. I did that twice and got rid of most of my McFarlane stuff. Now I can probably get rid of the rest of it because we're gonna have better replacements coming, so I can just be like done with it. It's not like they're gonna be held with any value or regard. The boxes were also always so freaking ugly. Like the black, plain black. Where is the picture I just saw of the box? These are the ugliest boxes you could design. Like if you go down the toy aisle and you're looking around and you're seeing like, oh, look at all this comic book art and look at all this on the Marvel Legends, the colors, and then you get the black, wide open box with just the plain boring blue background. And yes, there's images on the background, but you can't see them through all that plastic DC Multiverse clay face. That's all you get. It's so boring. And they just never did it. And granted, they only had 5 years, so they didn't have the license like Hasbro does for like Star Wars and Marvel Legends and have the time to change up the boxes and all that kind of stuff. But it's satisfying. It was satisfying for me when I saw the news, and of course you may have saw my video earlier. Yeah, it's really bad. Like I'm a Marvel fan primarily. Y'all know that. Oh, there's my girlfriend. Hello. Didn't know you'd be watching. Hi, sweetie. But yeah, as a DC fan, it sucks the lack of appropriately priced figures that we can afford. Like as normal everyday collectors, like we need our Marvel Legends priced good 6-inch scale DC figures because we haven't had them for about 5 years at this point, other than Mofex. Mofex is absolutely killing it. No complaints with Mofex whatsoever. But how's it going, Absolute? We're just talking about the great news that we got today. So there's just been no improvements from McFarlane, and we haven't had a great 6-inch DC line comparable to Marvel Legends in scale and articulation that we can pose them right next to each other, because some people like that. Like I would keep them separate, but some people want to have their superheroes all together. And you know what? You should be able to do that without having to pay $100 for a Mofex Batman or Superman. So, that's just me. And there is some cool stuff. Like the vehicles are cheap. That's $33 for that. Yeah, they're going back home. They're going back home where they belong. And like I didn't have a problem with Mattel doing it because I wasn't collecting when they were making it. But this was, oh, he makes some characters that are no one knows that are like, lesser known B characters. Yeah, this guy, completely blank body that he's reused over and over. I think they started with the Booster Gold. Hello again, titular heroine with the Booster Gold body. I forget what he's even called, but we've seen the reuse of this line, and while it's not the worst proportion of his figures, it's just boring, plain plastic, no sculpt on it. Just add a head sculpt and add some paint and call it a day, hon Todd. That works for you. No gloves, no boot ads, just that, and call it $22 and be happy with it. There's just a lot of things that he just never fixed. And there are some cool figures, like this Dark Side is definitely very cool looking. And I won't say that there's not some really, really sick figures in the DC Multiverse line. Like he's got his Omega beam on his eyes coming out. And that Power Girl is decent. Everyone seems to like her. It's a little pervy, like the figure, the way people are posing her. But it's okay. That's how you want to play with your toys. That's how you want to play with your toys. And, that's the character that she is. So I get it. But, if that's the only reason you're buying a McFarlane figure and that's the only reason he's making female figures is to be like sexualized, then that's the reason I never wanted Todd to keep making DC toys since he made that comment about, oh, if you grow up a little boy or female action figure in a toy aisle, he's going to grow up to be Dexter Morgan and he's going to serial kill everybody that and it'll just be a horrible day for everybody. Sure. But when when Hasbro releases that Power Princess or Valaverse releases a whole line of like, what even is this? Who is this? Who is that? Cyclone. What was that from? Oh, Black Adam. I didn't watch Black Adam. I didn't watch Flash either because I just didn't give a crap anymore. Never gave a crap. That's just like what? Wow, that's horrible character design. And look at this. We got a Jokerized Nightwing. How cool, right? You put Joker makeup on it and give it a smile, and it's a brand new figure, and it's so cool, right, Todd? It's all about what you want. I'm sure you're so mad that Mafex and Hasbro have your licensing rights to make your Spider-Man, and you can't do it other than your statues, which I'm sure are not selling very well. But moving on from McFarlane, like I said, I'm sorry we don't have our guest here today. Work stuff, so you can never fault someone for any work stuff. But we did get some cool new reveals. That I was going to talk about with Papa Gord because he's a Star Wars collector. Go check him out regardless. Papa Gord _ CSC, Canadian Santa Claus. He does Star Wars Black Series. So if you're at all interested in Star Wars, go check out Papa Gord. But let's look at the Star Wars Black Series reveals. And there's only one that I'm going to pick up, or that I might pick up, and it's going to be Moff Gideon. But it is nice to see some new Black Series because it feels like we never get any new Black Series stuff. How's it going, Figure Fight Club? Well, or congrats on getting 1K. So, if you're in my chat and you're subscribed, make sure that you tune into his live stream on the 7th so that you can win some awesome action figures. Yeah, I would love a classic Harley Quinn or even a newer version of Harley Quinn as an action figure in 6-inch scale. That's not a movie version. That would be amazing. So that's one I'm definitely looking forward to. But here we have our Black Series. What is it not going to give me? Okay, I guess it's just going to show those. But we had a bunch of new stuff from them, and I know there's more pictures. I'll have to find them somewhere. I guess we'll go to Yak Face's Instagram. That's how we'll find them. So shout out to Yak Face. That's usually my Star Wars information go-to if I can find it. Where is my search bar? Here we go. But yeah, that fantastic news. Couldn't have better news that McFarlane lost the DC Multiverse license. Here we go. Here's the first reveal that we saw the other day. We have our 501st Clone Trooper helmet, which is really cool. You're going to have salmon for dinner, and then the wife said you'd be ordering chilies. Chilies, it's what's for dinner, right? Yeah, hamburger's better than salmon. I don't eat fish. I don't know about y'all, but I think fish are smelly. I don't eat seafood in general, so let me know in the chat if you eat seafood, because I'm not about it. If it comes in the water, I will throw it back. And yeah, we have the new Moff Gideon in the Dark Trooper armor, which is probably the only one that I would pick up from this wave. Of course, we have those reveals. There's more stuff. Oh, here we go. The Revenge of the Sith stuff. This is stupid. It's all repacks. So I do want this R2 because I still haven't got the original shipment on Big Red Toy Store of the Mando Wave R2D2. So I'll have to pre-order this one because I still don't have that one. But it is a repack, so that's stupid. And then we have Kit Fisto in a darker color scheme on his body for Revenge of the Sith. Also a dumb repack. And then we have Count Dooku. Rest in peace, Sir Christopher Lee. You're goated. You're awesome. But we did not need another repack of Count Dooku. I believe we had the release, a reissue, and now a repack of the same figure. Speaking of repacks and reissues, there is... Speaking of repacks and issues, there is director Orson Krennic. And this is a reissue that people have been wanting, so I'm not going to fault Hasbro for this one because we got a new updated head sculpt of Ben Mendelsohn, which looks good. Ben Mendelsohn is cool. So I don't like Rogue One, but I'm sure he's going to be in the Andor series. And Andor series season 1 was cool. It wasn't amazing. I didn't like it as much as other people do. I wouldn't say that's what happened. And they just released more awful news about that. That the corpses were mummified or something. So they'd passed away a while ago. So it's all very suspicious. And yeah, rest in peace, Michelle Trachtenberg. That's a tragedy. I love Buffy, so she was great on that show. And then Harriet the Spy, and she was on Gilmore Girls, and just it's just really sad. She was only 39. She was way too young. But regardless, we have this Moff Gideon in the Dark Trooper armor, which is really cool. It sucks that we're not going to get Gideon again, but who knows with the cloning? We may get him in the Mandalorian movie. So that would be cool to see him pop up in the armor again and get some more screen time, looking cool and that stuff. And then we get another Imperial Praetorian Guard. So we got a couple of releases for the Black Series, but few and far between seems to be their game with this stuff. And then, of course, we also had that Revenge of the Sith reissue Cody. And also, Revenge of the Sith is coming to theaters again in April 25th. So I'm definitely trying to go see that in theaters because I saw it like twice when I guess I was 14 when it came out. So, yeah, I definitely want to go see that. Let me find my other tab of stuff so that we can look over the other new releases. Because there's a lot of sorry, I'm gonna move my mic. There's a lot of new releases coming out. Oh, and I guess I gotta eat my hat because I said they would never make Super Saiyan 4 Goku canon, but spoilers for Daima, so sorry, I should have said that beforehand. But we have the Super Saiyan 4 Goku SH Figure Arts reveal. So I didn't know that this happened in the show until the figure drop. And obviously this looks better in my opinion than the original SSJ4 because it's more gorilla-like. We got the longer forearms and the heavier brow and all that stuff. And he looks more upper long, which is how like a monkey would look. So I prefer different. I mean, I'll put some ketchup on it, but that I'd prefer other condiments to get it down. Like that's not ketchup. That's for French fries mostly, or hamburgers. Um, I'll just eat the hat dry because here is our SSJ4 Goku, and he's pretty cool. I hate GT, but Toriyama before he passed away had input on this whole show, so. There you go. SSJ4 Goku is canon. And it sucks that it's only a kid figure. Like, it'd be cool to get an adult version of that. And I'm sure we will at some point. But, now they have to put him in the new Super. How's it going, Matt, with two T's? Good to see you. Screened by Gary Oldman in The Professional. I haven't seen The Professional, so I can't do an impression of that. I'll have to look it up. Oh, and the Gamerverse Venom dropped. The price is $69.99, or $60.99. So it's $60 for this deluxe Venom. And we knew it was probably going to be $60, but I did not pre-order it. I debated it, and I was like, I don't need another Venom. That's not a pinless updated version of the retro carded Venom. Because if I got that Venom, I would never need another Venom. So who knows when Hasbro will make that? Because they don't want people to be like me and, I don't need another Venom. I don't need this Venom, so I'm not going to get him. And I didn't pre-order the Symbiote Spider-Man either. Maybe if I see him in a store and he looks cooler than he does on the promotional pictures, then I will get him. But $60 for that Venom. Do y'all think he's worth it? He is very big. It doesn't make sense for someone to get that big, but it is what it is. It's a video game. It's separate from the comics. Let's see what other cool new releases we have on Toy Arc today. Ooh, this looks really cool. Horror fan, 10 inches of ooze for what? as a horror fan, I have never seen how much for the Venom? It is $60. $60 hairs for the Venom. As for horror, Hiya Toys just revealed their Leatherface. So you know it would be really cool if they did Jason. So if they're doing Leatherface, maybe they'll get to a Jason and I don't have to wait for Mezco reissue of the Jason or until they make a new one or whatever. Because Hiya Toys makes some cool toys. They make some really cool toys, and this Leatherface has soft goods. He's got great sculpt, great accessories. He looks gnarly and nasty and gross and like someone you wouldn't want to be in a room or meet in a Texas general area, let alone around chainsaws. So Hiya Toys makes some bangers. I do have their Judge Dredd, so it's a very cool figure. Let's see what else Toy Arc has on the main page. Shout out to them. Shout out to them for having most of the good toy news on their website because they did have their article about the Mattel DC thing, and they cited LA Times, and that's where I saw it, so that's why I went to LA Times first. But you know, they don't have any more information. They're just going off of the LA Times article. And you know what I say to Todd? Suck it, Todd. Sorry, a little profanity there, but we're on a stream. We're like half an hour in. How's it going, Headcanon? Check out Headcanon's channel, everyone. Podcasts, Toy Talk, all that other stuff. Check out Headcanon, and also let's check out a Red Hulk that actually looks like Harrison Fjord. Just kidding. The Hot Toys Red Hulk. Oof. He looks great. Look at that head sculpt. That is definitely a Harrison Ford head sculpt right there. No mistake in that. Because the Marvel Legends one definitely does not look like Harrison Ford. And that Sam Wilson is also great looking. But you know me, I'm not going to buy no Hot Toys. But if you're subscribed to Figure Fight Club and you check out his live stream on the 7th of March, you have a chance to win an as of now unannounced Hot Toy. So, like I said earlier, check out Figure Fight Club and make sure you stay tuned for that. And also stay tuned tomorrow to my channel to figure out how you can win the Moth Spider-Man that I got that didn't have his web flipping hands. But my loss is your gain because still $100. I got a replacement, but rather than selling that and being like, oh, I'm going to sell this missing part, it sucks that I don't have the extra web flipping hands to give away, but still, I'm giving away the Mezco Spider-Man with 2 left feet. People still want that. So it's a little freebie. It's something to give you all motivation to spread awareness of the channel and you know, share it with your friends and do the like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. Because the percentage of, you know what, let's check that out. Let's be a little stick in the mud here and check out my analytics on YouTube here for a second, because we can see how many people are subscribed and not subscribed to my channel. And just we'll dedicate just like a minute to that if I can get it really quick here. YouTube Studio. Because analytics are always fun, right? And I really want to get to 3,500 to give away that retro carded Venom. Custom Harrison Red Hulk Indy Jones mashup will be showing up online. Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great. And, Red Hulk in a fedora and a leather jacket. Gotta love it. All right, analytics. Let's see here. Audience. So, where is my percentage of subscribers? Watch time from subscribers. Here we go. So my watch time from subscribers has gone up substantially. So subscribed watchers, as you can see, is 44.7%. That's pretty great. Not subscribed, 55. So that's over half of y'all will come and watch my videos or my live streams, and then you'll leave and you'll not subscribe. And then you're missing out on the chance to win a retro carded Venom, a Moth Spider-Man, and a Mezco Spider-Man. Clearly, I like Spider-Man. And then, as you can see, my top geographies are obviously the U.S. And then my female viewers are 27%, almost 27%, 26.2. So that's awesome. And my male viewers are 73.8%. So there's a little sneak peek into Rowdy Riles. Ooh, now it's out of focus for me. Analytics there. Now we can back to Toy Talk. So, like I said, share the channel with people. Let's get to 3.5K so we can give away that retro carded Venom, so we can give away that Moffex Spider-Man, so we can give away that Mezco Spider-Man. Everybody wins, right? Oh, and here's some other big news. So I'm too young to know Mask, but a lot of people are very excited to see a Mask revival coming up, and it's like guys in vehicles and you know power sets and all that stuff, but loyal subjects. So I guess it's the guys that are like the best action guys are making Mask figures, and thank you, Matt, with 2T's. We appreciate it. Everybody appreciates everybody in this little community we have here. These guys were revealed, and while they're not my scale, those vehicles look sick, and those little figures look cool, and a lot of people are really hyped to get some new Mask stuff. And, it's not for everyone, and that's the good thing about toy collecting is you don't have to buy anything. You can look at something and be like, I wish I had that, but I'm not going to buy it, and you can be happy with that. Or, sorry, I had to burp. I'm drinking Coke. I was trying to hold it in. But we have these Mask figures, and they're pretty dang cool. And if you want to buy them, you can buy them. And then I think Ace Toys is also doing like an older, I forget what it is, but he's also doing a line of toys that are like older. So those are like little vehicles with figures and stuff, and it's like a revival line, and that's really big right now. Oh, speaking of DC Multiverse and how lazy their repaints and repacks are, so we just got that Batman versus King Kong, and then before the announcement of the death of this toy line, we got a repaint, our first repaint of this King Kong, which is a cyborg King Kong with a little Flash figure, just not little. That's a 6-inch or 7-inch scale, and then does he even come with the little one? Nope, he doesn't even come with the little one like the Batman one did. So they're already skimping out on accessories there. So that was obviously just announced pretty recently. I hadn't seen that before. And you wonder why you lost the license, Todd. You wonder why. Another company that seemed to lost a lot of faith with collectors is Super 7. But they just announced their Toho Monsters line, which this Mothra is actually pretty beautiful looking. Don't know how they articulate it. I don't think they really do. It looks like they're just kind of sitting there, which may be good for Super 7. The paint definitely looks good. The sculpt looks good. But that was never really the problem with the articulation. It was the paint staying on and like QC issues and all that stuff. Grandpa Shane is probably excited. Let's not age shame here, okay? Everyone can be excited about their stuff, and we're all kids at heart because we're all collecting toys, unless that's what he wants to be called. Then we can call him Grandpa Shane. But there's a lot of new releases. Oh, look at this. This is cool. So y'all know how let down I was by the Marvel Legends Agent Venom. This Hot Toys one though, this looks pretty sick. We get a sword, we get tendrils, we get better weapons than the ones we see. We get like an MP5. Is that like an AK-47 or an AK? I don't know. Look at these tendrils and all that stuff. Of course, you're paying the Hot Toys price, so you're getting the Hot Toys level of accessories and size and details. But gosh dang, what I wouldn't have given for like a deluxe Agent Venom ultra articulated Marvel Legends figure, rather than having to which I'm not going to, resort to getting the CT Toys, which is the amazing Yamaguchi knockoff, right? Yeah. But this Hot Toys Agent Venom looks super sick. So if you're an Agent Venom fan, and you don't really care about other stuff or scale or whatever, and you just want a really cool Agent Venom figure, their Hot Toys one is definitely an option, which is great. We love options as toy collectors. As toy collectors, I can't even talk right now. Oh, speaking of DC Multiverse, they also I saw this announcement the other day. My hair is such a mess in the back. I keep seeing that when I turn to the side. I saw that they have the Michael Keaton and Christian Bale Batman, so the '89 Batman and the Batman Begins Batman. They just announced. So Todd is going to keep chugging along until he loses the license. I get he's just going to keep making Batman figures. And I'm not saying this figure looks bad. As far as proportions and scale and all that stuff, he doesn't look terrible. You can see we still got those pins in there. Can't really notice them. Like I wasn't sure if he had them because it was all black, but they're still there. So no new engineering went into it. New sculpt, yes, but actually they probably reused the Flash Michael Keaton body. So yeah, probably not much new tooling here. But it does look like Michael Keaton under the mask, so that's good. To be more accurate, they probably shouldn't have given any head articulation. And then, of course, we get the Christian Bale Batman Begins Batman, which also, sculpt-wise, looks good. Proportions are kind of off, though. He's got a big old neck, doesn't he? Do we have pins in him? I'm pretty sure we have to have pins. There's no way. Where'd the pictures go? I mean, he's not pinless. I'm not even gonna bother looking because I know he's not. He's got till second quarter of 2026. Dead man walking. I am here for it. I can't wait to see his next update. He's gonna be so mellow, and I don't like to see people sad, but people as goofy as Todd is cutting in and out. Okay, that's good to know. Can you hear me right now? I had my mic set probably the right way, and then my girlfriend was like, "It's too high," and then she turned it down. So hopefully y'all can hear me. I'm not trying to cut out. That's not my intention. So thank you for letting me know. And also, hey, Hiono, it's good to see you. So we're good now? Okay. All right, I turned it back up to where I think it should be. What is this? Diamond Select? Is this? Yeah. We're still getting pre-orders for Diamond Select toys, apparently. I thought they were going out of business. But these are Diamond Select, these mini mates. This is Diamond Select Stitch. John Wick, right? This is all Diamond Select. DST. Oh no, Disney Toy News. I'm wrong, but this is all some new stuff. Like, no, these are the Diamond Select Aragorn and Galadriel. So yeah, that's interesting. 2-pack. And then we got a bust of Mr. Sinister. One of us. Hey, pretty soon we should have memberships on the channel. Hopefully, my watch time, I'm like 250 hours away to unlock memberships on my channel if YouTube doesn't be like, oh, we don't like you, so we're not going to give you any watch hours. But we all know I follow the rules for the most part. I don't go off and break the rules and get copyright strikes, at least not right now. I'm not that big yet, so we'll we'll see if that changes. I think we may have looked at this before, but I do really want a Hiya Toys Godzilla. It's just the stars have never lined up when my pre-orders have been in and when how money's been, so I've always had to like cancel my pre-orders. But definitely, if I wanted to get a Godzilla figure, I would not go the SH Monster Arts route. I would go with the Hiya Toys route. Just because I have experience with them, and I have the Judge Dredd, and I really like that Judge Dredd figure. He's a great figure. He was in my top 10 last year. But yeah, there's a lot of new stuff. Let's go back to Big Bad Toaster really quick. This is how my stream is. I have a topic early and then in the end I'm like frantically looking at toys, trying to figure out about stuff to talk about. So if you have something you want me to look up, definitely let me know in the chat. There's about 8 people watching right now. So if you have anything in particular, ooh, I saw a lot of people excited about this. I didn't know it was Savage Crucible making this, and I believe it's from an anime, but I don't know what anime it's from. We have Ulrich, Melnbone, Melabone. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm not even going to try to say it. But we have this guy with his cool black armor and swords and other cool stuff. We get this horn and this potion and all that stuff. So I'm sure this is all relevant to this anime or show or whatever that people probably know. That's not me. But I saw a lot of people talking about that figure. So that's cool that that's up for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store. And Savage Crucible looks to be making some really cool stuff. I do have a couple of things pre-ordered from them. Fury Planets. I have seen them, but we can look them up. And I was debating getting the Veteran Williams, but I instead went with the Monster Force Werewolf because I thought that was cooler. But this guy definitely looks cool. Ringside Unsanctioned Legion of Dooms figures. Yes, I will look those up after we look at a couple of these Fury Planet figures. We have this old rabbit guy. It's pretty cool. Rabbit Samurai. Reminds me of Yojimbo from TMNT. Except old. Really cool looking figure. So look, so you can even put an old human head on him. So that's interesting. They make some very, very cool toys. Like they've made, look at this is even on sale. Like could be a killer croc if you want it to be. Oops. Could be a killer croc. Could be for TMNT, Leatherhead, whatever you want it to be. So Fury Planets, they definitely make some very cool animal figures that are like kind of based on things, but not based on things because of copyright. You know how it is. This tiger guy looks really sick. $100. Oof. I mean, probably definitely worth it, but you know, for $100 you could get a lot of eggs. I eat eggs every morning, and I just I went to the grocery store and I got 24 cartons of eggs. $24. That's all my protein. So gotta be more selective about what I get. And you know, sometimes all right, what was the other thing we needed to look up? Ringside Unsanctioned Legion of Doom. Is that on Big Red Toy Store, or am I gonna have to go to Ringside Toys? Be cautious if you order anything from Furry Planet. It is not an action figure site. Yes, spelling is very important. Like penisland.com, fortunately, only sells pens, but could be a very different story. So be careful with spelling and check your spelling, children, because Furry Planet is not Furry Planet or Fury Planet, however you want to pronounce it. Ringside Unsanctioned. What was it? Ringside Unsanctioned Leash. Yeah, that's what you said, right? Did I just do something? I didn't mean to do that. Said I created a marker. I didn't mean to do it, but if there's a marker somewhere, Ringside Legion of Doom Unsanctioned. Here we go. Is it this thing? Was this what you were speaking of? Action figure addict 112, the Road Warriors, Animal and Hawk, the Road Warriors. These are cool. So these are not Mattel, right? These are These are ringside, which I didn't know they made their own. Did they make their own toys? Wrestlingfigures.com. Huh. That's really cool. So does WWE not own the license for these guys, and their license are just floating around, and someone was able to acquire them? Or that's very interesting. They're nice. They got accessories and all that stuff. Nice paint job. Was he telling you to suck it? That's rude. I tell Todd to suck it. Suck it, Todd. Not me. That's rude. Yeah, he's definitely going. Right? I know my wrestling. A little bit of wrestling. Got rid of all my Mattel WWE stuff after the whole Vince and Brock fiasco from the last year and how all that unfolded. Not to mention all the other problems with that organization. So I only really watch the pay-per-views and stuff. How's it going, Gonzo? You're coming in a little bit late. We're coming up on an hour. And I just don't have enough to talk about today to keep it going that much longer. But welcome to the chat, regardless. And the state of Hawk and Animal refused to let Mattel make figures of them. And you know what? I respect it. I respect it. You got someone else to make figures of them. So they still got their figures. The fans get them. And the people that the people that have the rights are happy and collectors are happy, and that's really all that matters. So really quickly, we'll do a rundown for anyone that was late. So Mattel has the DC license now. Todd McFarlane no longer is going to be making DC toys from first quarter 2026 onward. And most people, well, myself, I'm not going to speak for everybody, but myself and some other people are very happy about that. It's a very happy day for DC figure collectors because the DC McFarlane multiverse just ain't it. Suck it, Todd. Just ain't it. But you know, it is what it is. If you are our McFarlane DC multiverse fan, I'm sorry. It's nothing against you. You deserve better. We all deserve better from a supposedly big name in the comic books industry who supposedly understands collectors. No, Todd doesn't understand anybody but himself. He's one of those guys that's just surrounds himself with yes men. And if they say no, he's like, well, you're fired, because that's what Batman would do. And, you know, he loves Batman. So he wanted to make a Batman multiverse line, and he had his heyday for 5 years doing it. And the cows came home, and the fat lady started singing, and all the other euphemisms for you know, your time being up. And Todd McFarlane lost the DC Multiverse license, and I couldn't say I was shocked. I can't say I'm sad. I can say I'm not surprised, and I can say it took long enough. Bad day for your wallet. Why is that? You got more stuff to buy other than McFarlane? Oh, you know what we didn't talk about? Oh, speaking of hurting wallets, there was something I wanted to speak about briefly. So we do have well, we can go a little over. It doesn't matter. It's not like I'm on a time frame. And bingo was his name. So this is bad for people's wallets. Speaking of being bad for the wallet, we finally got the Kickstarter details for the Mythic Legion's Dragon. It's going to be $550. And it's going to look like this. And it's going to be about, what, 4 feet long? How big is this mofo? How big is this mofo? He is, well, it says scale 6 inch. There's 6 inch scale. That's very detailed as far as information. The campaign will begin on March 7th. It will run for 1 month. Bayet Theater will be priced at $550 with a pledge of 2,000 units needed for the figure to go into production. Check out some of the additional information below. Does it say the size? How big is this mofo? I know he's over 2 feet long. I know he's a big old dragon. And you know what? Some people need a big old dragon in their lives. But that's literally half of rent for me in a month. Yeah, it's honestly at this point who has the room unless you have a whole space dedicated to all your figures. Some people have a whole collection room. I don't have one of those. But a big old dragon, that's like having a cat or a dog that doesn't move. Just sits there in the way, either on the shelf or on the floor. I'm not going to say that on stream, but that dragon is definitely a very impressive looking specimen of an action figure. I can imagine that if you dropped it from any height, you may break it and you may be very sad that you spent $550. But you know what? That's the thing about collecting once again. People that wanted to buy the DC Multiverse line and they're sad about it. That's your right as a collector. If that was your bread and butter, it sucks, and I'm sorry that that line is ending, but guess what? There's new and better things on the horizon for DC action figures, I hope. So, yeah, exactly. You'll be able to save some money by not getting anything based on post-Flashpoint comics. There you go. You got to pick and choose sometimes. Oh yeah, the Rick and Morty Dragon episode. That's one of those episodes. You know what episode I will never ever watch again? It's a spaghetti episode. I literally will never watch. I don't hate it. I didn't like. I wasn't one of those people like this is the worst thing I've ever seen. I was just like, huh. Well, I watched that, and I can't unwatch it, but I cannot watch it again. I can feel something about it, and just move on from that. And that's where I am with that. So some episodes of Rick and Morty, it's just like, but I still love that show. But regardless of all that, like I said, sorry Papa Gord couldn't be here. He had work obligations, so that always, ouch, I just stabbed myself with my nose piercing. That always comes first. So work obligations are more important than YouTube and toys and all that stuff. So you got to take care of that. So hopefully we'll be able to have him on at some point in the future. I do hope to have some other guests on, but McFarlane DC Multiverse. Bye-bye. Hello again, Mattel DC Multiverse. If you want to win a Moffex Spider-Man, find out how tomorrow. We're going to do a live stream at 4.5K, but there's also other qualifications that you'll have to have. You'll have to have liked and commented on the video. So we'll do it. We'll have a way of doing that. There'll be a hashtag or something that we'll do for the comments on that video. And then during the live stream, we will be running all those names and we'll be doing the giveaway. And then after that, once we hit 4K, 3.5, we're giving away Richard Venom. We'll be giving away the Mezco Spider-Man at 5K. So hopefully we get there. I'm not saying we're going to get there. Mantis Flu, the Cronenberg episode. Yeah, there's a lot of really messed up episodes, and that's their original reality. That's where they're from. So they just completely messed up their world. I got some like dust in my nose or something. Y'all, like it literally flew up in my nose, and then I stabbed myself with my nose piercing, so that made it worse. So the fun parts of the live stream is your live, so can't really problem shoot it. So we're at 1 hour and 3 minutes, so it's been fun. I wish I had more to talk about. Hopefully there'll be some more toy news. I know Toy Fair is going on right now, and I did do some of the reveals from that. So hopefully there'll be some more stuff to talk about. I try to have a plan for my live streams, but I do wing it. So like I said, Papa Gord wasn't able to make it, so I pivoted to talking about the DC news, which was really cool. And now, of course, when I'm about to get off, we have about 13 streamers. All right, maybe you're convincing me to stay a little bit longer. So, hello, 13 viewers. If well, we can stay for a couple extra minutes just to talk. If you want to say hi in the chat, if you want to shout out, if you're a YouTuber, pop in the chat, say hey. If not, then that's fine. And body horror, yeah, body horror is gross, but I do like some good body horror as well. All right, I guess we're gonna close it out. So we spiked up there for a second, but good to see you, everybody. We had a lot to talk about. We did manage to cram it all in. So like, subscribe, comment on the video, check out the giveaways, do all that stuff. Suck it, Todd. I love you. I'll see you next time, and bye-bye. Mwah.